Hey, what is going on, you fragile alligator? Today, going to play some games with a wacky Jolteon list, or I guess as wacky as it gets in current standard. Isaiah Bradner put out this list the other day, and it's definitely different from any other list that I've seen going around with Jolteon. So at first glance, it might seem like a pretty standard, normal Jolteon list. Zigzagoons, Jolteons, Inteleons, but then we get over here, and there's some cross switchers in here. And these are going to be really good, I think, in the Mew VMAX matchup, to be able to like just focus down Genesect and not have to worry about the Mew VMAX at all. So I think they're really good for that. And I'm sure they can be useful in a ton of other situations. Another one that comes to mind is up against Single Strike. We can like focus down double Houndour really early on, potentially, if we draw well enough before they even become Houndooms, and kind of shut our opponent off from being able to maybe even attack on their following turn. So there's a lot of potential for these to make big game-changing plays in the deck for sure. The cross switchers in any deck, to be honest. Cross switcher, really ridiculously card when you can pull it off, but you do have to be able to pull it off. It is a combo card. You have to play two at once, of course. So can be hard to pull off, but when we do, big plays to be had. The card that I'm a little bit more excited for that I haven't seen in Jolteon decks, but that just makes so much sense to include in here if you're not playing another stadium card, is Stormy Mountains. Search your deck for a basic lightning or basic dragon Pokemon. We don't play any dragon Pokemon, but Jolteon is definitely lightning type, so we can get that with the Stormy Mountains. I was playing a build last format with like Capture Energy, but I wasn't even playing Paths of the Peak, so I had no stadium in there, and I feel like Stormy Mountains would have been such a better fit. So I'm really excited to see how the deck flows with the Stormy Mountains. I think this is like a perfect fit to include in the deck right now. You don't really want to play Paths of the Peak. It's not like essential or anything like that. Paths of the Peak can be good against Mew, but being a little bit more consistent, a little bit more aggressive. I like the idea of it with the Stormy Mountains. So I like what Bradner's done here with the Jolteon build. I'm excited to try it out. Everything else is pretty standard as far as Jolteon goes, so I'm not going to get into the rest of the list at all. Let's go ahead and let's get into some games. Getting into it, and we did win the coin flip, so we will be going first in this one. Ooh, actually would have been a pretty good hand with a Jolteon. Get a couple Sobbles, have some Drizzile options. The Energy Search, the Elemental Badge. Man, that would have been a sick hand. This draw, not too shabby, though. Got some Sobbles. Elemental Badge, also a card that is pretty important to find as soon as possible and just kind of get that out there. We'll see what my opponent's playing. Salazzle. Okay. Go ahead and give up the other quick ball here. Grab myself the Jolteon V. I don't think they play Marnie, so this is a pretty good matchup. I don't think they play Marnie, though, so I'm just not going to play anything else yet. They probably don't play Tool Scrapper either, though, so I'm going to throw down the Elemental Badge. This matchup can be close, though. They can one-hit KO our Jolteons, so that is something for sure. Definitely something that we might have to deal with is the one-hit KO. I should have actually net this Sobble right now, because now going into the next turn... Yeah, I should have net this Sobble right now, because now going into this next turn, I'm going to net it at the beginning of my turn. Yeah, that was a mistake there from me for sure. Yeah, so they can actually one-hit KO our Jolteon, so our focus is going to be on keeping the Salandits out of play, and my opponent's focus, as long as they know how to tackle the matchup, is going to be get triple Salandit in play, so I can't take all the Salandits out of play in one turn. And then after they do that, after they, get triple Salandit in play, they can go Butterfree plus Salazzle plus the Twin Energy in one turn, because I can't keep 3 Salandit out of play, and then one-hit KO my Jolteon. And if they can do that twice, I lose the game. And I can basically only attack with Jolteon VMAX in this match. It's going to be hard to attack with anything else, to be honest. Okay, Level Ball. That is a savior of a top deck. Not going to lie. That actually truly saves us from my mistake. Now I can do this. We can get the Energy Search, and then we can go ahead and get ourselves a Evolution Incense for the Jolteon. And we actually prized... No, we don't have that many outs to the Zigzagoon, but we have less outs to the VMAX, I think. 5 outs to the VMAX, then 5 outs to the Goons. It's actually pretty close. Pretty close, actually. So, is there one better over the other? I guess is the question. I guess I have the most... I had the most outs to the Energy, to be honest. I did have 8 outs to Energy and less outs. I kind of just default thought I had the most outs to the Zigzagoon, but I actually had the most outs to the Energy, so I actually should have played that a little bit differently, and should have gone with, at the very least, we'll get the KO on the Jirachi, I guess, but I should have actually gone with Zigzagoon, VMAX, and then hope to hit the Energy off the Marnie here, because that actually, I had the most outs like that, so definitely a mistake for me. Let's see if we hit that Zigzagoon here. Decent amount of outs for it still. I did whiff. So the punish coming in here hard, and to be honest, gotta roll with it. I messed up, made a mistake. I'm not gonna put that down yet. Play around some potential shenanigans like a Tool Scrapper. Yeah, messed up, made a mistake. Didn't count my stuff out there. We did prize what I said. Well, we did use a lot of level balls and quick balls. Usually the outs to Zigzagoon is usually the highest. But in this situation, you know, we played double quick ball plus a level ball off the rip. We prized the quick ball and a level ball as we pull that quick ball off the prize cards. So we prized quite a couple of them as well. So we're already down like 5 outs. We prized 2 level ball, actually. I think we maybe prized 2 level ball. Whatever. How many ever was it we prized? We prized a couple as well. So my outs to the Zigzagoon went drastically down pretty fast there. And yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. So that's on me 100%. Here comes a quick ball from my opponent. Getting a Caterpie. They're going to throw that in play. And then here comes the Snorlax for 7. And this is like scary. Oh, they're actually going to hold the Caterpie as well. To be honest, I probably would have only gone after the Salandits anyways. But my opponent doing it a little bit different there. Okay. So we can go ahead and get the quick shooting Inteleon here. And then we can grab the boss. Boss is prized. Okay, that kind of changes how I want to do this then. We can go for double cross switcher, I think. Instead. Double cross switcher with this. And then we'll also be able to Marnie my opponent. Actually, maybe this is just a better line anyways, because I get to Marnie my opponent going down this route. So this might just be better anyways, to be honest. So double cross switcher up this one. Set up this. Attach this. Evolve this. And level ball for the Zigzagoon. The Salandit. And then play the Marnie. And here we go. Played Marnie, drawing ourselves some new cards, got some lightning energy to work with, got another Salazzle to work with. This is all great stuff. Gonna attach the speed lightning to the active here, get some more cards to work with. And a wave's not gonna do anything, bench a Salazzle, and then max Thunder Rumble, take out 2 Salandit here, just pressuring the Salandit, trying to make it harder and harder for them to get that point where they have the back-to-back turns of potentially 3 Salandit in play. I mean, they got this one turn of it, but can they set up a Salazzle with the twin energy and get the Butterfree out? From the current board state, I think it's gonna be a little bit tough. I think it'll be a little bit tough for them. We'll see if they can pull it off. But they are promoting the Salandit here, so confidently promotes the Salandit. So it makes me a little bit nervous. I would say they definitely have a draw supporter in their hand, probably to back up this line. But the thing is, they're gonna need to bench another 2 Salandit, or I'm just gonna be able to go on my turn, do the same thing. You know, KO the active Salazzle, which we're assuming is gonna become a Salazzle, and then ideally look to knock out the Salandit that they would put on the bench as their follow-up attacker. And yeah. Oh, that is all they have though, is this knockout with the Salazzle. But to be honest, we don't win in 2 turns maybe. Well, no, we should be able to win in 2 turns. I think we have this one basically locked up at this point, actually, to be honest. I think we basically have this one locked up. Gonna go ahead and throw up this Jolteon. I'm feeling pretty confident here. I can even knock out. Ooh, we can't quite knock out the Butterfree, actually. Ooh, this is like, quite knock it out. I was like, I'm thinking in my head, like, can we knock this thing out? We can't quite knock them out. They do play Scuba Net, so they can heal any damage I do, to be honest. I like my hand because it has the quick shooting. That's like the biggest card, the most relevant card in my hand, I feel like. Ball for Goon maybe to put some extra damage in play and hit the Snorlax, I think, because they're less likely to want, like, they want to pick up the Butterfree probably. I will ping the I will ping the Snorlax. I was like thinking about this in my head. I'm like, what am I pinging here again? To be honest, maybe I should have got Scuba Net. No, I couldn't do that play. All right. Ping the Snorlax. I was like, I can do this. I can get there. Okay, and then... Oh, man. Maybe we should set up this, actually, to potentially be an attacker. Okay, that's definitely correct. Max Thunder Rumble. We've got the Inteleon to potentially be an attacker next turn. Okay, we're still in it. We're still fine. Man, but I have to think about this one for a little while. I think we're in a good spot here. I think Boss plus Quick Shooting Inteleon should lock it up on the next turn. I don't think they play any hand disruption. I think I overthought this just a little bit on this turn. Yeah, I think I overthought this just a tad. I think we have this one basically locked up for sure here. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, a couple Pokemon come down, and then here comes the Gourmandize. Yeah, no problem. Gonna lock it up here. I was a little bit nervous, a little bit worried at first. Because if they get out the, the triple Salazzle, triple Salandit a little bit sooner, we can be in trouble. But this one actually developed into being no problem at all. As soon as it started to develop out, I was like, wait a second, I think we have this one locked up no matter what. There's basically nothing they can do, after we got those first initial KOs on the Salandit, so it was cruising from there. Get the coin flipped up again, so another chance to get off that turn 2 Jolteon. Another mulligan would have been a pretty good hand. Like replace this cross switcher or maybe this Inteleon. Give me a Jolteon. That hand would have been a pretty sick starting hand, but of course, gonna be a mulligan here. If we don't get anything too much worse than that, I would love a hand like that to start off with. Got the Jolteon, some cross switcher, so an aggressive potential for a cross switcher play here. And this quick ball is gonna probably have to find us a Sobble. But yeah, we got some potential for an aggressive cross switcher move here on the first turn. Ooh, and we got the, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose anything in this hand, actually, to be honest. Okay, let's go ahead and quick ball. Oh my gosh. The Drizzile, I actually think. I don't want to get rid of the Drizzile either, though. Let's get rid of the Drizzile, though. Okay. Let me get rid of the Drizzile here. And then go ahead and grab ourselves a Sobble. I want to say Sobble. Give me a Sobble. All right, let's grab a Sobble. I'm like thinking about it. Yeah, let's grab a Sobble. Potential for aggressive cross switcher play. Elemental Badge. Should I put it down? I don't think, if I had to guess, I don't think they play Tool Scrapper. I'm gonna go ahead and attach it. And you know what? The Pierce could be pretty relevant. So I don't want to take a Pierce into my Jolteon. Wouldn't mind Sobble eating a Pierce though. So go ahead, get up there, buddy. Now, this is playing a little bit heavily around hoping my opponent doesn't Marnie me. And Ice Rider decks do play Marnie. They definitely do. So we could get Marnied here. But there's the Melanie. That's what we were hoping for. The Melanie, the Pierce into my Sobble is fine with me. And let's see how many Sobble they get down. Because I think we might just want to go like double Sobble KO here. But I would also just be fine with hitting some Ice Riders, to be honest, as well. I think I want to definitely take that Sobble out of play. And the question is, I probably want to bring up this Ice Rider, to be honest. And wow, the energy top deck there is pretty perfect. So just need a Zigzagoon at this point. We are down. We did prize a Drizzile, so losing that Drizzile there does hurt a little bit more because we prize one, but it's definitely not the end of the world. Double cross switchers on this Ice Rider, and then bring up our Jolteon. Research, gonna go ahead and hopefully find ourselves a Zigzagoon. Yeah, we found a Zigzagoon there, and the Stormy Mountain's gonna get us another Jolteon. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind grabbing that. Go ahead and get ourselves another Jolteon. And I think I'm going to do this in a little bit of a roundabout way. I could just grab Zigzagoon, but I want to develop my board a little bit more. I want the options for Inteleons and so on. So we're going to go Sobble here. Throw that down. And then with this one, I'm going to go ahead and grab a Drizzile that I'm going to use to grab. I think I want to go with a Quick Ball off this. And I'll probably get rid of the Energy Search here. And if we don't get Marnie, this will work out beautifully because I would have researched it away anyways on the next turn. If I do get Marnied, I maybe will have regretted this, losing this Energy Search. I'm gonna grab this Zigzagoon and yeah, take out Sobble. Such a big part of Inteleon decks, the Sobbles. You gotta have the Sobbles to get to the Drizziles, to get to the Inteleon. So if you just cut them off at the Sobbles, they can't actually ever get that going, and it can always be a big deal on our end to just kind of keep us super far ahead, just based on the fact that our opponent can't hit the plays they're trying to hit. And there's even the concede. Maybe they were all in on that Sobble. Take away the Sobble. Got that Ice Rider on the active as well, which would make things a little bit awkward for my opponent, and it was too much to handle. Cut them off the Sobbles and get your dubs. Another coin flip dub, so we're going first again. Let's see if we can get a... Oh, that was like another... We've had like 3 games now. We've mulliganed in our opening hands, and they've been like incredible hands if there was like a Jolteon to go with them. Not that this is like a terrible hand, but yeah, those would have been pretty incredible starts if there was just like a Jolteon. Replace one of the bad cards, of course. But once you start replacing the good cards, the hand isn't quite as good as it might seem. But this hand is solid. Might have to lose a Drizzile and a Net to the Research, which of course, not something we're looking to do. Not a huge fan of doing that, but it's not the end of the world. I don't love the idea of that, but yeah, not the end of the world. We can definitely survive that. So we're up against here. Looks like Suicune, a really good matchup. The Suicune matchup is. Not a whole ton on our first turn. Pass over to my opponent, but yeah, Suicune is a really, really good matchup. Actually, I ran into a Suicune the other day playing the tech of a Urshifu V and a Rapid Strike Energy. So I'm curious, maybe my opponent's rocking that and they have some kind of way to combat this matchup, because to be honest, without something like that, this matchup is really, really scary for the Suicune deck. So we'll see if my opponent has something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and guess no. But who knows? Maybe they are bringing the Urshifu V plus what's it called there? Oh, they actually failed the capture energy there. Seems a little bit off. I don't know why you'd ever want to fail your capture energy. Quick Ball comes down. There's an Ice Rider. Okay, so it's not the straight Suicune build. It is Suicune and Ice Rider, which is definitely a lot more difficult for us to deal with. And here comes a Marnie from my opponent even, so gonna need quite a bit more now because, yeah, the Ice Rider, not weak to lightning, weak to metal, so makes things a little bit more difficult. The draw is, hey, draw's pretty good still from us. We just need to find ourselves, well, we need to find ourselves that elemental badge, which, to be honest, is a little bit difficult to find. So hopefully we top deck something that helps us. Okay, the research is massive there. That is such a huge top deck. This opens up our Drizzile to go get us that badge. So that was absolutely bonkers top deck. Literally, it's hard for it to get better than that, to be honest. It's hard for it to get better than that. About as good of a top deck as we could pull there. Now we should find ourselves a Zigzagoon. And I don't even know what else would we want. So we're gonna get that badge. I was talking about it. Mental badge. I don't think we're gonna use the scoop up net because I do want to get the option of like a quick shooting or maybe the other item finding, shady dealings, and Teleon on the next turn. Then we're just gonna play the research. We're gonna lose the net. I could have reset that Drizzile there, but it didn't seem pretty good draw. Like the route, the way I wanted to go, to be honest. Go ahead, get ourselves a Jolteon. Quick ball away, a quick ball. Get ourselves that Goon. Level ball for another Sobble. Yeah, insane draw here. And the question is, what do we ping? And to be honest, I'm not too sure. I'm not sure what I want to go after here. Kind of want to go after that Ice Rider. Start hitting that. I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like starting to do some damage to the Ice Rider. Let's go with that. Let's see how this plays out. Because the Ice Rider is the hardest thing for us to get the KO on, to be honest. Once they evolve it, it's 3 hits. So if we can hit if we can try and win in 3 attacks, to be honest, we can hit this. The next turn, gonna hit up some, I don't know, we're gonna just keep hitting the Ice Rider as we're hitting through stuff. But to be honest, we could like hit Suicune. Well, to be honest, we could win next turn because we could go like KO Suicune, KO Suicune, KO this. That's kind of unlikely, but to be honest, it is possible. We'll see what my opponent's able to do this turn. And yeah, to be honest, it is possible. This actually sets us up in a really good spot with them having these Suicunes on the board. Because like they kind of don't want to evolve this now, but they kind of have to protect it from actually getting KO'd, to be honest. But yeah, we could win next turn. I think it's pretty unlikely. I'm not holding out for that to be our sole game plan to win this game, but it is possible to for us to take the dub on the next turn. We have to find a couple nets, maybe a couple goons, or a goon in a net, maybe the quick shooting if we don't make this the shady dealings in Teleon to find other pieces. But there's some, okay, there is a cape. That'll make things quite a bit more difficult, to be honest. That's quite a bit more difficult. That'll make things quite a bit more difficult, but we're still in that 3-hit range to close this one out. We can KO this Suicune, hit this Ice Rider, and then we're just a hit on the Ice Rider plus a KO on something like a Drizzile or a Sobble or something to close it out. So yeah, 3 hits and they're done. That's what we're looking at here. 3 hits and you're done. Let's see what we get to the top deck and what else we can get to work with. A Jolteon is a great top deck. Start with the Speed Lightning here. Quick ball, level ball. Those are also some great pulls. And a quick ball for a Sobble here. I think. Yeah, and quick ball for a Sobble here. Sobble. Go to the bench. A Shady Dealing is going to grab ourselves one of those researches, I think. Kind of research. Don't hate the idea of Marnie as well. We don't need really anything this turn. But I also don't hate the idea of the research as well. I'm going to go ahead and get the quick shooting Inteleon online. And we actually are in a spot where we could set up for a big Cheryl play. So I'm going to go with that retreat just in case things get weird and Cheryl becomes the answer to the situation. Quick shooting on this Calyrex VMAX, and then go ahead and max Thunder Rumble. We get the KO on the Suicune. We set up this Ice Rider 1 hit away from being knocked out. So we just have to take out a knockout on something else alongside it, and that's going to be game. Got the boss now, and we got the double cross switcher in hand, so we can go chase. I mean, if they just leave the Sobble on the bench, we can ping that. But if these both become Inteleons and they scoop up at the Sobble, then we'd have to bring one of them at the active. We could have bring up the Suicune into the active if they don't get a cape on it. It's just looking ridiculously good. And even if we weren't this far ahead in the prize trade, if they're not bossing or gusting up this Jolteon and knocking out, we could do a crazy Cheryl play where we heal both Jolteons and get those both fully back online, full HP, and then just start attacking again from there. But it looks like we're going to be able to pretty easily close this one out in this turn, to be honest. Now that the Melanie has come down, they're not playing boss. I don't think they're gonna be able to get like a KO on my active anyways, but even if they do, we got the back. Yeah, it's just looking too good overall, to be honest here. We'll see what the Shady Dealings gets them, but I don't think it's gonna be enough in this situation. I think this one is basically all wrapped up, but you can see the plethora of options that are available to us on our next turn. Like I said, we could go with like a Cheryl route. We had the cross switchers. Oh, here comes the Inteleon. maybe they will be able to do that scoop up net play I was talking about. They could grab, you know, oh, it is a tool scrap, right? Not going to be too annoying here. I was questioning whether or not they played it. Turns out they do. But yeah, we could still see quick shooting come down here on the Salazzle, and then scoop up net this Salazzle, and then, you know, it does, like, on board, they don't just lose the game. And currently on board, I guess they don't lose the game because they did get rid of the elemental badges. And I mean, we know I've got the energy in hand. It's a pretty good guess, I think, for my opponent to assume I have the energy in hand. But of course, they don't know for sure. We do, they don't. But it's there, and we are ready to max Thunder Rumble once again. There's that scoop of net. Oh, but they're going with the Inteleon instead of and the Salazzle comes back down. So yeah, they're not even trying to play around that line. They're just hoping I don't have the energy. But they could have made that play where they kind of take it away, and I do need a gust effect. But yeah, not gonna cut it here. Energy comes down, and then we got the quick shooting over to the Salazzle, and that's our last 4. And that's gonna do it for these games with the Jolteon deck, guys. I mean, Jolteon's pretty crazy. I really like the Stormy Mountains. I'm not gonna lie, I really like the Stormy Mountains. And the cross switchers give some interesting plays. And to be honest, I think the cross switchers are maybe not necessary, but very strong in the Mew VMAX matchup. We didn't hit any of them here, but I definitely see the potential and where they can come in to be a big game changer there. So if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you're enjoying the content and you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.